Strange, isn't it? How some people stay calm even when everything around them is breaking. How their voice never rises. How their hands never shake. How their eyes stay steady, almost peaceful, as if the chaos outside never touches the storm inside. You've probably met someone like that. Someone who seems to breathe differently. Someone who doesn't rush, doesn't panic, doesn't fight the moment. They just stay still. Like their mind is made of quiet water while everyone else is drowning. Most people think calmness is a personality trait, but it's not. It's a story, a long one. One that begins in places most never talk about. Because people who are always calm weren't born this way. They became this way. People misunderstand calm people all the time. They assume calmness means nothing touches you, that you don't care, that you're unaffected, unbothered, disconnected. But the truth is far more human and far more painful. Most calm people weren't praised into calmness, they were pushed into it. There was a time when they felt everything too deeply. Every argument, every silence, every shift in the room, every change in someone's tone. They were the ones who used to overthink, overfeel, overreact, over-apologize. They tried to control outcomes, fix everything, avoid every storm. But somewhere along the timeline of their life, they learned a lesson that changed them forever. Chaos doesn't respond to panic. It only grows in it. So they stopped feeding chaos. They stopped fighting every wave. They stopped trying to win battles that didn't matter. And what replaced all that noise was something deeper, quieter, and far more powerful. Stillness. Calmness isn't emptiness. It's a decision. A choice made in the middle of emotional exhaustion to protect the little peace they had left. Most people see calmness on the surface. Few ever see the storms that built it. There's a reason calm people move differently in the world. A reason their presence feels steady, grounded, almost untouchable. Their psychology is shaped by experiences the world rarely sees. Let's go deeper. Calm people learned early that reacting doesn't change reality. For many calm people, there was a point in their life where emotional reactions did nothing but make the situation worse. Maybe they grew up in a house where anger only added fire. Maybe they learned that crying didn't bring comfort. Maybe they realized that expressing pain never guaranteed understanding. So they adapted. They stopped responding loudly and started responding inwardly. Calmness became their shield. Stillness became their survival. Their nervous system is trained differently. Most people are ruled by their amygdala, the brain's alarm system. But calm people have something rare, an internal pause button. Their prefrontal cortex steps in first, choosing clarity over chaos. Psychologists call this response flexibility. Not because they don't feel, but because their mind learned to breathe before it breaks. Their calmness was forged through emotional exhaustion. Calm people often weren't born calm. They were once the emotional ones, the sensitive ones, the overthinkers who reacted too quickly. But eventually, the exhaustion became unbearable. Overreacting, apologizing, regretting, overthinking, repeating. At some point, something inside them said, "Enough." And they simplified their emotional world. Not because they stopped caring, but because they got tired of drowning in their own reactions. Calmness is often a trauma response, the fawn freeze. Some calm people carry an invisible childhood wound. When conflict appeared, they shut down. When emotions rose, they went silent. When fear entered the room, they became still. Now the world sees calmness, But what they're really seeing is the residue of survival. They survived chaos by becoming quiet. They survived storms by becoming steady. It wasn't taught. It was inherited from pain. Calm people observe before they respond. One of the strongest traits they carry is watchfulness. They notice tiny changes in tone, small shifts in body language, emotional patterns, the energy of a room, what isn't being said. Calm people are observers. They study humans the way some study books. While everyone else reacts, they analyze. They see the intention behind behavior. They hear the fear behind silence. They value their energy like it's sacred. Calm people don't jump into every argument. They don't fight battles that don't matter. Why? Because they've experienced the cost of wasted energy. Energy is sacred to them. They don't spend it recklessly. Their calmness is intentional. Calm people think in long timelines. Most people think in moments. Calm people think in patterns. Most people see chaos. Calm people see cycles. This long-term vision gives them perspective, and perspective gives them peace. Calm people aren't detached, they're disciplined. They feel deeply, but they've learned to choose timing. They often break down in private, but hold themselves steady in public. Not to pretend, but because reacting in the moment usually hurts more than it helps. Their calmness is not a mask, it's management. Calmness becomes part of their identity. Over time, calm people see themselves as grounded, steady, intentional. They don't mirror chaos because chaos doesn't match who they've become. Calmness becomes their home. Calm people are often misunderstood. People mistake their silence for distance, their composure for coldness, their steadiness for indifference. But the truth is far more tender. Calmness isn't the absence of emotion, it's the evolution of emotion. It's what happens when someone has felt too deeply for too long and realized that reacting to everything is the fastest way to lose themselves. Calm people don't want to be above others. They want to be within themselves, centered, steady, stable. They don't want chaos, not because they're fragile, but because they've survived enough of it to know the cost. Calmness is an inner sanctuary, built slowly, painfully, intentionally. For many calm people, peace wasn't handed to them. They created it from the ruins of who they used to be. The next time you meet someone who never seems rattled, remember this. They didn't become calm because life was gentle with them. They became calm because life wasn't. Their stillness is not a lack of experience. It's the result of surviving experiences that once felt impossible. Calm people don't escape the storm. They become the stillness inside it. They choose peace over reaction, perspective over impulse, wisdom over noise. If you've ever been told you're too calm, take it as a compliment. It means you learn to see the storm without becoming it. Take care of your mind, and I'll see you in the next one.